I will not fight for 500,000 or 600,000 anymore. It's over. UFC 270 is fast approaching, and seeing as what I just said is a direct quote from Francis Ngannou, we might need to prepare ourselves for the fact that it might be the last time we see Francis Ngannou in the octagon. The reigning heavyweight champ says he won't fight again unless he's rewarded with a new, far more lucrative contract, and nor should he. It will be forever confusing to me why the UFC is not doing everything it can to make Francis the biggest star in the world. Let's look at what he brings to the table. Incredible highlight reel knockouts. He's also bringing this physique. Look at this man. He looks like a Greek god. Charisma. By all accounts, Francis is an incredibly nice person, and he is very easy to root for. His backstory. I won't get into the whole wild life story, but it involves multiple attempts to escape extreme poverty and sleeping in his car in a parking garage while training to fight. It's a life story so compelling that if it was a movie, you'd say it was made up and it was too incredible to be true. This man should be the most popular fighter in the world. Maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I'm missing something. The UFC should be promoting the hell out of him. Instead, the UFC already tried to force his hand by having Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane fight for an interim title like immediately after Francis won the belt. And then they tried to spin it like Francis didn't want to fight. The fight at UFC 270 against Cyril Gane is the last fight on Francis's deal, and he's already said he'd be willing to leave the organization. Brett Okamoto reported that Francis has a championship clause in his current deal where if he were to be champion when the contract expires, it automatically renews for a 3-fight deal, but Francis is willing to hold out and not fight those fights, and you'd assume that means he'd be stripped of the title, and he's more than willing to have that happen, it seems, rather than keep his current deal. So there's two options here. Francis beats Gane or Francis loses to Gane. Obviously, winning would be better for him. If he wins next weekend, he's got the leverage where he's the one who can say, I'm your heavyweight champion and I refuse to fight. People love fighters turned action movie stars, and the UFC heavyweight champion who looks like this probably can find plenty of work if he's unwilling to fight for the same pay. Now, I don't know how the legal stuff would work and if it's even really possible under the current terms of an auto-extending contract, but the talks of Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury in a boxing match, that would undoubtedly be one of the biggest paydays Francis could ever hope to see. If he loses to Gane, though, that interest will quickly fade and that likely wouldn't happen. Also, if he loses, he's officially a free agent. The UFC is already lowballing him, and I can't imagine they are chomping at the bit to throw money at a guy who has publicly feuded with them and isn't the champ anymore. Would Francis accept the same deal he's on should he lose? I doubt it. I will not fight for 500,000 or 600,000 anymore. It's over. That's exactly what Francis said. The only way I think Ngannou fights for the UFC again after UFC 270, win or lose, is if he's paid more. And he should be paid more. I think I speak for everyone in this case. Just pay Francis Ngannou a ton of money and push him. A good guy who's a lot of fun to watch and has all the characteristics to be a mainstream star. Let that guy be the face of the sport. Let me know in the comments whether you think Francis deserves more money or why you're wrong and think he doesn't. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you click this button over here, you can get access to tons of bonus content, including the official UFC 270 preview and betting guide that I'm putting out next week for members only. And you should know, the last betting guide I did would have made you a lot of money if you had followed it. So check out the member area. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.